Thanks very much for joining us for a conversation about what's going on in Washington, D.C. and how it's affecting us here in Massachusetts right now and in the near future with our guest this morning, 8th District Congressman Stephen Lynch of South Boston, first elected in, as I recall, 2001.
Correct.
Right? Right. The primary was the night of the attack on America.
September 11th.
Yeah, it certainly was. Good to see you, Congressman.
Good to see you, my friend.
So, what is your best guess about what is going to happen with these White House tariff policies that have sent the stock market spiraling and tanked consumer confidence? And in particular, can you speak to our viewers some of whom perhaps were hoping to retire based on their market investments? What reassurance can you offer them?
Yeah, well, starting with the tariffs, obviously tariffs on 140 countries at the same time, treating Canada the same way we treat China was a terrible mistake. You know, Canada's been it's not a race to the bottom with Canada, right? They're paying their workers roughly, sometimes more than U.S. workers are being paid in the same industry. China, there were probably, justifications for tariffs on China on certain products as well. So I would have hoped for a balanced scheme. Instead, the president put in, very onerous tariffs on some of our European allies, as well as, smaller countries that probably couldn't withstand a 35% tariff. So,
and that island with the penguins. Don't forget that one.
With no people, yeah, that one too. So I don't think it was well thought out, and now he's sort of retrenching. I think with the market going down, with the strength of the dollar receding, I think he's a bit worried. Treasury bills are not as desirable, I think, on the markets right now. So he's seeing some fundamental changes there that are not good for even the medium-term results that he's seeking.
Retreating, in your view, because of these negative outcomes that you're describing, because of blowback from the business executives who've been trooping through the Oval Office talking about empty shelves within a matter of weeks, or poll numbers, or a combination of all of the above?
I think all of that. Remember, the most severe impacts haven't been felt yet. And that's why the business community is lobbying to say this is going to happen if you keep up with this policy. So, but even when he shuts off, the tariffs for a certain period of time, he'll say, okay, we're gonna let a certain period of time go by. He's still creating such uncertainty. I come out of the construction industry, so we've got a bunch of projects in my district that are ready to go. Environmentally, we've worked out the differences, zoning, the community's on board, and yet the developers are afraid to put a shovel in the ground because they don't know what steel is going to cost. Is it going to cost 25% more than it is right now? Especially with the tariffs on Canada, all of our lumber, steel, aluminum, aggregate, concrete, all of that. So it's really huge uncertainty that's preventing a lot of these projects from going forward, and we're seeing high unemployment growing in the construction industry.
We've got to take our break, but briefly, is pressure building on your Republican colleagues who have been supporting all this, or at least not speaking out against it, to the point where they might start to turn, or is that point not at hand?
It is for some of them. I would say, especially for the farming community. President Trump, zeroed out USAID. And the way USAID works is that we pay farmers in this country to grow the produce and grain that we ship to some of these countries that need assistance. When that went by the wayside, when Trump cut that, all these farmers now have no customers. And so, and with very little warning, so now they're screaming bloody murder to their members of Congress. So we are hearing from that constituency right now because the impacts are being felt in the farming community.
Do you believe recession's coming, very briefly?
Well, look, I'm not an economic expert, but a majority of economists who we rely on are saying that there's a 90% chance of a recession.
Congressman, a few weeks ago when masked federal agents arrested a 25-year-old Tufts graduate student and hustled her into jail out of state for the crime of writing an inoffensive op-ed in the student newspaper about Gaza. You compared it to arrests the Nazis made in occupied Poland in 1939. What did you mean, and do you still feel that way now that a few weeks have passed?
I do. More firmly now because Ms. Ozturk has been held incommunicado for now almost a month, well, 4 weeks. So yeah. Look, again, she did sign on to that letter in the student newspaper, totally within bounds. There were no other allegations made against her. There still have been no allegations against her. I've had conversations with her attorney, trying to be helpful. I know that my colleagues have done the same. So, you know, look, she broke no law. We have 80,000 foreign students in the city of Boston and Cambridge. Those families, you know, she's from Turkey, but those families and families all over Europe can send their kids to the city of Boston because they feel that it's a safe community. We are a center of learning. We are a place of cultural and religious tolerance. And so what happened to Ms. Ozturk flies in the face of all of that. If you start snatching kids off the street who are here legally, she's a Fulbright scholar. She's here with a valid visa. She is a legal resident here in the United States to take advantage of our marvelous Tufts University. If we start snatching kids off the street and putting them in detention centers, shipping them 1,700 miles to Louisiana, if that's the way you're going to treat, kids who come here, our reputation will suffer greatly. And think about, there's over 1 million foreign students in this country right now going to school. We destroy all of that. We destroy all of that. Our reputation, our image in the world will decline very, very quickly because of one man.
I mean, I know from our past conversations, you're not exactly a big fan of the anti-Israel protesters, but this op-ed she co-wrote,
right.
I urge people to go online and read it. It's right there in the Tufts student newspaper. It wasn't exactly, let's go Hamas.
Yeah.
It was completely inoffensive.
Right. And think about a university. It's supposed to be a place where we exchange ideas, and it's supposed to be, free flow of intellectual debate, and that's what she was engaged in. And she gets, it was sickening to see what happened there, where she was innocently on the street in Somerville, and all of a sudden these agents in very sketchy uniforms that were not quite demonstrative of their official capacity. She gets bundled off to Louisiana. So we have to stand against that. We have to stand against that.
We're down to our final minute here, so I'm going to just drag you someplace you don't want to go, into the morass of local politics. Mayor Wu is up for re-election. Do you believe she deserves a second term?
I'm going to leave that up to the... Look, so she's done I would give her a B. Some of the things she's struggling with are not of her making, the economy, things like that. Yeah. But, I give her A for effort, and she did nobly and proudly down in Congress in terms of her testimony before Congress in a hostile environment. So I give her great credit on that. Let's put it this way. I think she'll do a much better job than her opponent, going forward. I really do believe that. But we have work to do. We have work to do. And I just wish that my office and her administration could work better together. We seem to be at loggerheads on some things. And that's why, I have to give her a B at this point,
Congressman, thank you very much for being here. I wish we had more time. Come back again soon, and let's continue the conversation.
All right. Thank you, John.
Thank you.